Run, river, run, run through the hills. Run, river, run to the sea. Run, river, run to your place beneath the sea.
We have Paul Sellew, and Paul is the co-founder and the CEO of Little Leaf Farms. He brought me two of these. These are some baby crispy green leaf lettuces, right?
Yes.
Lettuce. And the timing was perfect because I was going to go out and buy some more lettuce today. Now I have actually two of these. He brought two in, and I'm like, yes, these look terrific. Now, Paul, welcome. When did you found the Little Leaf Farms?
I founded Little Leaf Farms in 2015, and I felt that it was time for New England consumers to have year-round fresh lettuce.
Yeah.
And I have a greenhouse background, and of course the only way to do that with our normal fierce winters here in New England is to do it indoors and using greenhouse as a production system.
And I noticed in the article, this is how I found out about him, in the Worcester Business Journal. Still have it here, very well read and marked. It says that 30,000 trays?
Yes.
How does that work?
Well, we operate in a highly automated system where no human hand touches the product from seeding to harvest. And the reason why we do that is that basically it's a very controlled environment, and we're looking to grow the plants in a relatively short period of time. We grow baby lettuce, so that's a 25 to 30 day old crop, and these plants move through the greenhouse on the trays that you mentioned, and then we harvest and package them, and they're in the store all within 24 hours.
Now, Little Leaf Farms used to be something else. What was it before?
Well, I originally named the company Salad Bowl Farms, but then I renamed it Little Leaf Farms, and we just felt that it captured more what we were trying to do, the baby leaves and the ability to blend our different varieties together.
Is it all lettuce, or do you have other things?
Some arugula. So we really, the category is leafy greens. We're mostly lettuce, but we grow arugula. And
what is arugula?
Arugula is an herb, and very spicy. It's got an excellent flavor. We put that in our spring mix.
I've never heard of it, and it's a spice. Can I get it on a spice rack if I didn't get it from you? Was it be in a spice?
Yeah, it's a fairly common leafy green that is used in salads and garnishes and things like that. It's got a very unique flavor.
Now, the greens arrive the next day at 800. I love this. 800 grocery stores across New England. Listen to this: Stop and Shop, Shaw's, Star Market, Hannaford, and Market Basket. I love Market Basket. How many
Big
trucks?
Y.
And the Big Y. How many trucks do you have to get all these greens out?
Well, what we do is we package 7 days a week. So we basically are harvesting from our greenhouse, because our guarantee with our customers is that we cut it, it's at their store or distribution center within 24 hours. And you contrast that, which is how the lettuce is grown and distributed now throughout North America. It's all concentrated in California and Arizona. So the Boston market is the farthest eastern market from Yuma, Arizona, and Salinas, California. So basically we're used to getting 7-8 day old product in the store.
Yeah.
And when you really got 15-20 days before it really turns to food waste, our customers have been pleasantly surprised about the freshness, because everyone knows about produce, it's about fresh.
Yes. Yeah, I know. Especially when I go to Market Basket, I won't mention some of the other stores I kind of stay away from, because it's not, and you can tell. Now, you have LED lights in there. I was reading about that.
Well, we use a greenhouse, so we're basically natural sunlight. But in New England, with the low light conditions we have, really beginning in November, December, January, February, we need supplemental light because we want to grow the same amount of lettuce year round. So LED light stands for light emitting diodes, and what's unique about them is they're highly, highly energy efficient. So from our standpoint, sustainability is very important, and our energy footprint is very important. So we would not have enough natural sunlight to grow our lettuce, so therefore we supplement it, we help it with the LED grow lights during the dark winter months.
Like, I think I was reading December. So you are year-round, and it could be December, it could be June. Yours is year-round so that you can provide the lettuce all the time. The stores don't have to wait for, let's see, California or Florida to bring it up, right?
Right.
They've got it right with you. I mean,
Right.
this is genius. I love this. I mean,
Yeah.
when I read this, I'm thinking year-round availability. What made you think of doing this?
Well, I'm a New England farm boy. My family's got a large farming operation in Lebanon, Connecticut, Pride's Corner Farm. So, went to the Cornell College of Agriculture and Life Sciences, have a degree in plant science. So, I understand controlled environment systems using greenhouses, and because I grew up with that with our family business. So, I just felt that I was tired, of basically buying products that were grown all over the country, all over the world. And I felt as a New England farm boy that why can't we become more self-sufficient? Why can't we build a truly sustainable year-round local food movement?
Mm-hmm.
And of course, with advances in greenhouse technology, now you can do that.
Yeah.
And there's countries like Holland that, believe it or not, has 25,000 acres of glass greenhouses.
Wow.
Way, way, way in excess of the United States. The United States is a massive food producer, but we're field agriculture because of our vast land mass. But with loss of farmland, development, soil erosion, and also the growth of local foods, and the people knowing that the locally grown product is just better tasting, fresher, and better for you,
Right.
that's driven it as well. And so I just basically connected the dots and said, why can't we use modern greenhouses?
Yeah.
Why can't we grow local? Why can't we grow products that are ultimately to the benefit of the New England consumer?
Did this take off like a rocket up there in Devon's?
Well, I've been fortunate with my business career. I've started other businesses, and every single time I've gone through, the startup is rough. It's hard to start a new business.
But this is so obvious. And people say, can people actually come into the place and walk around and buy their lettuce there?
Well, we're really not set up, unfortunately, to give tours, but we're set up as a farm, and it's a busy place. We're cutting and packaging and shipping, 7 days a week. So we basically are not really set up for tours. We can give tours, but it has to be set up way in advance.
We're talking with Paul Sellew, and he is the co-founder and also, let me see, what was he? Okay, and he's the CEO of Little Leaf Farms up in Devon's. And when I saw this, I thought, what a great idea to be able to have the lettuce year-round. Do you go to the farmers markets, which seems to be big these days? Do you go to those?
We really focus in on two major categories: retail grocery and food service. So retail grocery, you mentioned the grocery customers we're really proud to be associated with and doing business with, who all have commitments to supporting local farms. And also food service. Those are the distributors that ship product to restaurants and institutions like hospitals and universities and
So you
colleges.
deal with those too, either like nursing homes and hospitals?
Through food service distributors. So those are the two categories, and we do business in both.
Yeah.
Grocery is by far our biggest category,
Yeah.
and it's great to work with the retail grocers because their customers know that the locally grown product is better. And so they're being sensitive to their customers. So we've got a great relationship with them.
Yeah, when you think of all the different, we have so many grocery stores in central Massachusetts, Metro West. I mean, now you're up in Devon's. Are there as many there? How far will you go, by the way, when you travel?
Well, when you figure the average salad to Boston is about 3,500 miles,
Yeah.
that's really what it's traveled.
Mm.
So in Devon's, we're about 35 miles from Boston.
Okay.
So, from that standpoint, a truck leaves our greenhouse, every morning,
Yeah.
very early, crack of dawn, and it's in the market. So basically, there's a large produce market in Chelsea,
Mm-hmm.
and we also do direct deliveries to the grocery stores and their distribution centers, and then they turn and get it right out into the store.
It's just like that. Now,
Yeah.
what's a day like in the life of Paul Sellew and his leafy greens? What time do you get up? What do you have to do?
Get up every morning at 5 o'clock.
Oh.
So
Torture.
work starts at 6,
Yeah.
and we operate 7 days a week.
Seven
Yeah.
days a
Yeah,
week.
and really, it's really not about me. It's
Yeah.
about my coworkers and colleagues. I have a great team of people.
Right.
Very, very fortunate to be working with the high quality people that work at Little Leaf Farms, and because of their hard work and effort, basically we feel the best lettuce out there.
Do you have to be up out at the same time and watching and monitoring everything going
Well,
on?
my team.
Yeah.
You know, it's myself and my team.
How many do you have on the team?
Right now, we're employing about 20 people,
Yeah.
and as we grow into our phase 2 greenhouse, which is almost fully constructed now, which we're doubling.
And that's the picture I'm looking at here, right?
That's our phase 1 greenhouse.
Okay.
That's 2.5 acres. We're building another 2.5 acre facility that's coming online April 1st.
In Devon's?
In Devon's.
Right
Yeah,
next
it's
to this?
attached to it.
Oh,
Yeah. And then we're also looking to buy land contiguous to us, and we're looking to next year build another 5 acres of greenhouses.
where will that be next to you?
Yeah.
Everything?
Everything is in Devon. So we think we can turn Devon's into the lettuce capital of the East Coast.
That's fantastic.
We know Salinas is the lettuce capital of the West Coast. So, and believe it or not,
Yeah.
I know it sounds like a lot, but we're up against the California and Arizona producers that are producing on thousands and thousands of acres of farmland. So,
But they got to get it here, and it can get crummy by the time you see it in the grocery store.
yeah, and we're far more productive in what we grow because we control all the variables. But so while it's big for a greenhouse, we're still scratching the surface.
Paul, why haven't I seen the words baby crispy green leaf? All I see is, I don't think I've even seen this in the store. Have I, or just gone right past it?
I'm sure you see it at the store. Many of the stores we mentioned have it. It's one of our best sellers. People absolutely love that product. It's a cross between iceberg and romaine.
It's nice and little. I like
So you've
it.
got the crunch and you've got the leafiness with it. It's an outstanding variety.
Now, it takes how many days to actually grow?
25 to 30 days.
25 to 30 days. And do they start off really little, just like a little seed?
We seed it and germinate the seed and grow the plant, and then we harvest it, and then it's immediately packaged and in cold storage within minutes.
Yeah,
Because with lettuce, it's really about the cold chain.
yeah.
As soon as you cut that lettuce, you have to drop the temperature, and that's how you maintain the freshness. No wilty lettuce.
Okay, because why is it that the grocery stores, do they do this just for our benefit to make it look really sharp? But everything's wet, soaking. Do you do that too? Do you have to?
Well, we package it, so there's no need to do that.
Yeah.
And part of what we're proud about is that completely free of chemical pesticides, herbicides, and fungicides.
So I don't have to wash it when I get home?
Completely. We have pests in our greenhouse, but we control them biologically.
Okay.
So we have an insect that might like lettuce, so we'll put a carnivorous insect in, and that's how you do it. You maintain biological control, so there's no ever a chemical residue on the product. So therefore, we call it clean from the start.
This is wonderful. You get your lettuce home, and instead of when you get it, no wonder I haven't seen this in the grocery store. You know why? I don't go for packaged. I always go to where they have it like raw or whatever it is lying out there.
That's good product, and try our product and tell me what you think.
Oh, I think I already know, because see, I've been eating salads like crazy lately, adding turmeric, a lot of garlic, things like that, because it's supposed to be very good for you.
Yes.
Do you grow anything like broccoli? You think that's coming too?
Well, we're focused on leafy greens. That's where our focus is right now. I've had experience growing other products like tomatoes, and there's other big greenhouse products that you can grow, but I believe in focus, and we're focused on the leafy green category right now.
This is amazing. Paul, how can people reach you if they have questions about the leafy greens?
Little Leaf Farms, info@littleleaffarms.com. You contact us through our website. It comes directly to me, and be happy to respond to any questions. We've got a tremendous loyal following. One of the things I'm quite proud is that with locally grown food, there's no food waste either.
Yeah.
Because everything is fresh, and that's so important, right? So you don't have to throw it out, and people are just really, really shocked that they're finally able to get fresh local lettuce year-round.
I like what it says in the article. Devon's has, just over a year, drastically changed the ability of shoppers in New England to buy fresh, local leafy greens year-round, something never possible with traditional farming.
Right.
Did you know when you were a kid and you were in high school you were going to go into this?
Well, again, I was fortunate to be raised in our family farming operation, Pride's Corner Farms, and we had lower tech American-style greenhouses, and so I was familiar with greenhouses, learned more about that through my studies at Cornell, and then was very influenced by the Dutch and what they've done. And so Our greenhouses are built by Dutch greenhouse companies, so they're really the most modern, technologically advanced in the world. And that's very important from a sustainability standpoint.
Oh, definitely.
For instance, all the lettuce now that you see, most of it's grown in California and Arizona, and those are really deserts.
Yeah.
So they're pumping the groundwater out at a furious rate, at an unsustainable rate, and we can capture the water that falls from the sky, falls on our roof. We then collect all that water in a lined basin. We don't even have a well in our facility.
Wow.
All of our irrigation requirements are met through the water that falls on our roof.
Oh, natural.
Yeah. So sustainability is also very important as well.
It's amazing. How do you keep up with the demand? Because it takes X amount of days for the lettuce to be, let's say, born and ready to be eaten, right? How do you keep up with the demands with each facility?
Well, I mean, we're very fortunate that we've got a tremendous following now, and the term in the grocery industry is shrink. That's the product that basically doesn't sell and you have to throw out.
Yeah.
That's food waste. And so our shrink is virtually zero, because people have really known that it's really the best lettuce in the category.
Yeah.
So our problem right now is keeping up with demand. And that's why we're building our next greenhouse, and it's coming online this spring.
This spring.
Yes.
Online, meaning people will be able to reach you online to order.
Well, no, but I mean coming online operationally.
Oh, okay.
So right now we're not selling products online yet, but we're basically going through our retail grocery customers and food service and leading restaurants.
I'm thinking, how kids in school are taken on tours of different places. I know you're not probably equipped for a tour, but I'm thinking, what a great way for this next generation to catch on to this.
Yeah.
I think this is awesome.
Well, many people don't realize that we import over 90% of the food that we eat here in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
It's grown outside of Massachusetts, outside of the United States in many cases. So there's a real opportunity to basically increase our food security as well, and also get the benefits of locally grown, fresher, more nutritious, better tasting product.
We're talking again with Paul Sellew, and he's the co-founder and also the CEO of Little Leaf Farms in Devons, Mass. And I had found out about him. I scour many publications. This is the Worcester Business Journal. Did they approach you, or did you let them know about you?
We've worked with Mass Development. We bought our land from Mass Development, which is a quasi-public agency controlled by the state, by the Commonwealth, and so they've been tremendous. The Devons Enterprise Commission, who basically gave us our permits to proceed, they've been great to work with. It's a pro-business attitude, and so it's been really good to build my business here in Massachusetts.
Do you think that when you changed the name, I mean, you were there before under another name, did things take off quicker?
Well, no, we changed the name right at the beginning.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, no,
All right.
we've always been in the marketplace known as Little Leaf Farms.
You always had
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Now, do you have children, grandchildren involved, or getting in
Well, I have
family?
2 sons
Yeah.
and a wife,
Yeah.
and great colleagues I work with. One son is a teacher, graduate, also went to Cornell. My other son is a sophomore, still in college.
Yeah.
So they get to work during summertime and things like that. But we'll see how things develop.
That's really good. Now, do you hire many of the kids out of school and college in summer?
Well, I started the business with my co-founder Tim Kniff, who I work with at Backyard Farms, the tomato greenhouse business I built up in Maine.
Oh, so you've got another one. Now, those are tomatoes.
No longer involved with that, but I started and built that business, and also brought over a great grower from Holland, Peter Slaman, who's our head grower. And we've had great success hiring a number of college graduates. Tanya Merrill's our basically assistant grower. Now we promoted her to a head grower position. Nikita Giovannis, both of them are graduates out of the Cornell College of Ag and Life Science.
I didn't even know they had agricultural science at Cornell. This is new to me.
Well, it's the largest agricultural land grant university in the United States. Over 400 faculty at the College of Ag and Life Science. So it's one of the leading agricultural research institutions really in the world.
Do you think you're going to see many more of these start popping up because of the...
Significant investment to get in this business and to do it the way we did it. So I think as the market accepts this product, and I think you'll see more people doing it, which I think will be a good thing. 'Cause
Why wouldn't the market accept it? It's It's obvious. It's pure grown. Little Leaf Farms up in Devon's. What street are you located on?
We're located on Walker Road, and we're right at the boundary of Devon's and Shirley. So,
Okay.
so we're right Walker Road. One half is Devon's, one half is Shirley.
You got two prisons. Now that you mentioned Shirley, I know there's one in Shirley, and then of course you got the one in Devon's.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: do you supply the greens to the jails?
Not that I'm aware of.
Not that you're aware
I mean,
of.
we sell to food service, and I'm not quite sure where they all sell the product to
Yeah,
once
yeah.
they buy from us. So I don't know one way or another.
This is all these different grocery stores. Of course, I love Market Basket. It's a plug for them. But Hannaford, Star Market, Shaw's, Stop and Shop. You said Big Y.
Yeah.
Am I missing anybody?
Brothers from Roach Brothers.
Oh, up in Westboro.
Yeah, Donnellan's.
I should have thought of that. What
Yeah.
about Wegmans? Have they snagged you yet?
Not doing business with Wegmans. Right now, for our Phase 2 production, we're prioritizing all of our existing customers,
Okay.
and we'll see if there's any left over.
I would think there would be so many. You've picked a great area for this. Do you think you'll expand and start sending your trucks over the line to Connecticut where you used to be?
Well, we're selling right now Stop and Shops in Connecticut, and then Stu Leonard's is one of our good customers.
That's in Norwalk. I
Yeah.
lived there.
In Norwalk, Yonkers, throughout. They just opened in Long Island, and so they're a great customer. So we have Fresh Point Cisco, one of our food service customers is in Hartford. So, New York City is 200 miles from Devon's. So,
Yeah.
you know,
And then you got Vermont, New Hampshire,
Yeah.
Maine.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can see where this...
Yeah, so there's 15 million consumers in New England, and
Yeah.
then you add in the Northeast with New York City, there's millions more.
You enjoy it, don't you?
Yeah.
I can tell. You can tell when you're talking with somebody, this is not something I'm doing for... This is something you like. And how many years have you been doing this?
Well, I did backyard farms for a number of years and started Little Leaf, for relatively new, started it in 2015.
Mm-hmm.
But I really believe we're a catalyst for the local food movement. So I hope other farmers, other entrepreneurs join me in developing a more robust and more secure food system here for New England, which I think is really important and needed.
Definitely. What day, so that I'll know, one thing that drives me crazy is when you buy just the regular lettuce, not this beautiful packaged one, but I know I told you I couldn't gravitate where it's just all out there. You bring it home. You know you have to wash your veggies, right? But they're soaked, no matter how many paper towels I go, it doesn't. This I don't have to wash.
Yeah, we call it clean from the start.
Yeah.
So basically, I take this product and no human hands have touched it.
Yeah.
It's grown hydroponically, so the water just feeds the roots. So there's no irrigation that ever touches the leaves. So it's a clean product, and we don't use any kind of chemical sprays. So from that standpoint, I eat it right out of the box.
Looks good to me. This could be a salad for two people. It's such a big, and then you mix all the tomatoes and things into it. You got it already ready made. I love the idea I don't have to put it in water because that soaks. You put it in the refrigerator, if you don't finish it all, and it's been soaked, the next day it's like,
Well, the lettuce that's grown in the field, there have been issues with contaminants because it's grown in the field, so they don't know what animals are running through the field,
Yeah.
and then they've had to use chlorine washes to do that, and that represents a whole nother issue. So
Yeah.
from our standpoint, that's why we trademark clean from the start. So that's our focus. And,
Paul, how can people get a hold of you if they want to talk about the farm?
www.littleleaffarms.com, info@littleleaffarms.com. So if you send an email, it comes to my email along with my colleagues, and we'll definitely respond. So we want people to understand what we're doing. We want to be transparent.
Yeah.
We're proud of what we're doing, and so we're open to any questions anybody has about our product, the way we do business, and what we stand for.
Are you hiring if anybody wanted to help you out?
Yeah. No, we're a growing company.
How can they reach? Can you?
Info@littleleaffarms.com.
Okay, so doesn't matter the age, right? If somebody wants to come on over and help
Yeah,
out,
no,
somebody's
we're
interested.
just looking for good people.
And with all those farm events that are happening around, what do you call those? Where they go to the town commons.
Yeah, the farmers markets.
The farmers market.
Yeah.
With that coming up and becoming so popular,
Right.
this This is fantastic. Does it take long for the workers to? Is it like an assembly where they put them in the?
Yeah, no, it's a packaging machine.
Yeah.
And basically, we're filling those constantly, and then basically putting the label on, closing it, and putting it in the box, putting the box on the pallet, putting it into cold storage, and then
And that's it?
and then bringing it to market.
How long can you store it?
Well, I mean, we put 15 days on our label.
Yeah.
So if you look at that, there should be a date on there.
Yeah.
And we say use by or
Enjoy by.
by.
Enjoy by. I
And
like
many
that.
customers respond back saying they get 20 days, even more than 20 days. But we like to basically only put 15 days on there. We want people to enjoy it when it's fresh.
Yeah, you always wonder if you're at the grocery store, and of course, not like yours, but when they're just out there, you're like, when is this going to go south on me?
Yeah.
Especially if you're having a group of people over, you're wondering, is this really going to last that long? Paul, thanks for being with us so much. This is really great. And Paul's Little Leaf Farms is up in Devons, Mass., and they're doing a great thing. You go to the different grocery stores, you can get the baby. He just brought me some baby crispy green leaf lettuce. It's all clean. You don't have to wash it. You don't have to give it a bath when you get it home, which I love. You could just go ahead and actually just make a salad. You said you could just eat it right out of the plastic
Sure.
cup?
No, eat it right out of the box.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Thanks for being with us.
Great. Thank you very much.
All right. We'll see you next time. I'll be my
Great.
guest.
Thank you.
Great job.
Okay.